This is a historic site. I'm glad you guys took the time to bring me out here so I could see some history that they don't teach us in the American history book.
We're going to make a very short walk to the river of our ancestors for this morning prayer. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you about these 3 tools. And I'm also going to tell you about this walk. We just have like 5 minutes walk to the river. Let's take the morning blessing before we talk about it. So we are at the rivers of your ancestors, and we call it the Ancestral River because it is the river that your ancestors ever took their life by. Whenever we have the chance to visit this river, it becomes a journey of connecting with our ancestors, thanking them, speaking to them, telling them why we are here and so many things. So in here we always have a quiet time in order to connect with the rivers of your ancestors. I'm going to give you a coin. You're going to put everything in place that you want to put on it. Today you've had a chance to see your ancestors. What would you tell them? What would you ask them? Everything that you need to tell and ask them is connected to the rivers of them. So whilst I give you the coin, you go to the river, you find a spot, you have a quiet time for yourself. I wouldn't bother your peace. I just want you to connect with them. Ask them where you are coming from. Ask them all the relevant questions. And I tell you, with trance, revelations, you're going to add all those answers. And the only thing that you have to do for them is if you want to get closer to that river, you can go with your shoes on. So when you get down the steps, you can lower, you can take your shoes off, and you go straight to the river. And I give you the point. And when you're done with everything, every conversation you have with them, when you're done with everything, please submit a wish on the coin. And just go.
very sad place to be, but I'm glad I did receive the opportunity to come here. I find myself right now a little emotional.
Thieves were taken to the dungeons, right, in order for them to await the slave ship. So they stay in the dungeons for 3 months or more, awaiting the return of the slave ship. So in 3 months' time, the slave ship arrived. And before your ancestors were made to go onto the slave ship, they have to cross a particular door. And the name on that door was the door of no return. So when you go through that door, they saw you're going to come back home. But in 1998, we decided to change that door of no return and make it a door of return because words are very powerful. So in order to do so, we were made to return 2 of our ancestors' remains back home. 1 to represent the Caribbeans and 1 to represent the Americans. So for the Caribbeans, we brought Madame Krista. She was the first female who decided to starve herself to death in order to push for the abolishment of the slave trade in Jamaica. She died in 1830. According to historians, when she was about to pass on, the only thing she said was, "Bring me back home someday." I am not sure she knew she would, but some way, somehow, yes, she is. In the middle is Samuel Carson, the first African American without any formal education. Landed in the U.S. Navy, served with all his strength and might. Served with all his strength and might. He died at the age of 35 years, never given a befitting burial. So on the 31st day of July 1998, the 2 remains re-entered the country through the door of no return at the Cape Coast Dungeons. And on that day, the door was broken and the door was changed to the door of return. And that door is that door that I've symbolically bring you back home today. The following day being the 1st of August, the 2 remains were buried here. And that is why we celebrate them every 1st of August as our Emancipation Festival. The 3rd tomb was brought in here recently during the Year of Return celebration. The initiative that the president said that allow you to come back home, it was when the Prime Minister of Barbados also decided to have representation on this land. So she also excavated most slave cemeteries. All the bones that she had, she brought them together in a beautiful casket on the 11th day of November 2019, all the way from Barbados. And that's the tomb you see over there. Immediately after the burial, groups also petitioned that they also wanted to be buried here, but we cannot say no to them. So inside the graveyard was given out, and today we have 501 ashes on this land. The trade was abolished in 1807, but not slavery. Slavery, it has not been abolished. But that's why I evolved into a new form. And today we have moved from slavery, chains and shackles to the mind. And that is what Bob Marley told us. We should emancipate ourselves from mental slavery, because none other than ourselves can free our minds. Now, when you look over there, you're going to see the memorial wall of return, the 7 walls. The 7 walls is basically a wall that is connected to the community and also to the diaspora of the facility. It is a community that it's a wall that we use to raise revenue to support the development of the community. So it is not binding to have your name put on that wall. But in case you want to put your name on that wall, it will go for a line will be provided for you, and you make a donation for development of this community, the 100 cedis donation, and the marker will be given to you. So basically, last information, I would just say I bring the thought to an end.
Freedom!